Hello friends, welcome to the Java Features. Here I am going to discuss about how you can print the star into the specific format. So here are some basic star format which I am going to tell you how can you print these types of format by the program. So I have multiple format. This one is the different, this is different, this is different, this is different. All are these format I'm just going to print by using the programs. So I will make a program in such a way that if you pass the type of this triangle, then it would print this one. And if you would pass for this one, it would print this one. And in general terms, if I say you can print any types of pattern just on demand by giving some type of the triangle, and it would return you output of that format. So just go to the programming section, and here what I have to create, I would use some design pattern. So firstly I would create an interface that would be the name star pattern. It's I would change to interface, and I would declare a method void print just it. And the next thing I would need, and from here what I would do, I would have the reference of this star pattern like this, and I would have to create the object. So which object I would give here, then it would print off that pattern. It means that somewhere I have to create a class for those. So firstly I would let you know about the design pattern for this one. I would take a name like left, not right triangle. It would be the right triangle. So I would create a class right triangle pattern. I have created this one. Now I would create the factory. Why? Star pattern factory. Why I have created it, it would return the instance of the particular pattern. So I would make a method public star pattern would return this tab get instance like this. Here someone will pass the type, then I have to return. Actually this pattern we called as the factory pattern that we are going to implement here, that is null if type dot equals, we can create a final variable private static final string, that would be the right one. Right, which types of triangle you want. Right, right. Sorry, so a silly mistake. So you can give here. Now you have to create by using new right triangle pattern. Now star pattern. Now you can see I'm returning the instance of this. So how would you access this? Even we can create a static, or I can create the object of it. So I just need it only for one time, so I can make it as singleton. So how can I create class star pattern holder? Now I'm creating a singleton public static get star factory like this one. Here you would return this instance. Now you can create the object that would be the star factory static. Here I have to make it static as well. Now you can return static holder dot pattern. What? I haven't implemented the method. Let's implement it. Implements star pattern. You have to override the method print. Here we would implement our logic. So up to this we have created, it would create the particular instance for which you want to print the pattern. So I have did it. Star pattern factory get instance. Which instance you want? You can give like sorry, it's private again, public. Right. Well, so I have the object, this one. I would print it. So here you can see that here I am going to pass the type of the pattern which you want, and it would print for everyone. If you have to implement for this one, then you have to create the separate class for that, and in the same way as we have implemented the star pattern, so in the same way we will implement the star pattern in that class, and it would print automatically. Like you can just give, you can just here you remove it and you can print directly. No required of this. Now in the second line, if you need the pattern like this one, then you would pass public static final string left equal to left. Here you can give the left one. I haven't created the class. Later on I would create it. For now I'm just commenting it, and we would see how we would the right triangle, and how we can think to print it. So just scroll up here. I have we have to think it that how we can think. So firstly we need some space. We have to see some symmetry, and which types of symmetry is that. So we can see that here there are some space, and then one space is less than the above line. In the third line again one space less is than the above line. So here is the symmetricity that space is reducing in every line. And af in the first line there is a one star, in the second line there is two star, and third line is a three star. So in the same manner we have to do that. So this is the symmetricity for, so I would make a loop for int I equals to 1, I less than, I can take a size that is 10, which is static, obvious, I plus plus, and here what I have to do in the beginning is that for this line I have to give the space, how many space. So it would decide from here how many stars you want to print. So that is the 10. So it would be depend on this. So firstly, I have to give the space here, and one star I have to print. So how many space, that would be depend on some number, that is this is the first line. So it's a k, you can take it like size. So if I would print like while k greater than 0 and k minus minus, you would see is by so you have to remove it because it would change the line. So you have to give some space. So you have given for I equals to 1, I equals to 1. It means that this is the first line. So for I equals to 1, that is k, we have assigned this size. It would print 10 spaces from here. But in the for next line, how it would reduce these spaces, that it should print only the 9 spaces and 8 space, 7 space here, in such a way it should print. So somewhere we have to put something which is dynamic. So on every line changing, there is a space is getting reduced. So here you can see for the first line there should be a first space that should be removed in the second line, that would reduce the size, and again so on, that would do our task. So for I is equals to 1, that the space would be 9, and there should be a star for that. So in next, what I have to do for I is equals to 1, for the one row there should be one star, for two row there should be two stars. That's the simple. Then you can take into p variable, then for one row there should be one star, like I you can assign here. And what I have to do, while p greater than 0, so you have to do something like minus minus and s by so, which is like this, and here you can put your star. So for the first time for the first row it would print only one star. For the second row I equal to 2 and it would assign 2. So what would happen? There would be 2 times this would loop would be run. So it would print the star here. Now if the star is printed, then you have to change the line for the next time. So if you put it here, this, then it would change the line. Here you can see. Now go to the main method. Let's run it. Here you can see the actual output. Alright, for the other patterns, see you in the next video.